It's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. It's the start of a brand new week, and a clue to this week right here. Tuna. Tuna packed in olive oil. It's good tuna too. It's like 128 calories per serving because it's got that olive oil in it, but it's line caught tuna, and it is really, really good. Now, why is that a clue to your video thoughts for the day this week? Because a good friend of mine challenged me. He said, Mark, could you do a week of video thoughts for the day on boats in the Bible? So, well, I've never really thought about it. Let me do some looking at the boats in the Bible. A couple come to mind immediately that would be great video thoughts for the day. So let me give it a try. I'll see what I can do. And so here we are, Boat Week. And you thought they only had that like in Palm Springs West Palm or Miami or someplace like that. Now, this is Boat Week, wherever you are. The video thoughts for the day. Now, the first boat talked about in the Bible is the first boat we're going to talk about here. Tavah in the Hebrew is the word that's used for Noah's Ark. Now, Tavah is only used in two different storylines in the Bible. Now, lots of boats in the Bible, but the Tavah word in Hebrew is only used in two storylines. The first one is the story of Noah. And the second one, you got to watch for the end for, because it's going to surprise you where it's used. So what is a Tavah? A Tavah is a boat that really doesn't have a rudder, doesn't have sails. It's just kind of a boxy boat that's there. And the idea behind it is without a rudder, without a sail, without oars, without a means of navigation, you're pretty much left to the good Lord to figure out where you're going to go. So you've got Noah, and God tells Noah to build one of these. God says, I'm going to wipe out the world, and I need you to build a boat. But not just a boat for you to navigate. You build a boat that's a Tavah. You build one where you're trusting me to take you where you need to go. And so Noah does so. Now, the word Tavah is used 7 times. 7 is a complete or perfect number in the ancient mindset. It's used 7 times talking about how Noah's going to build the boat. Then the flood comes and the waters subside, and 7 more times the word is used talking about how the waters subside. And this idea of having the 7 before and 7 afterwards is the whole idea that we are called to rely upon God for the direction in our lives before and after the flood, before and after any calamitous event. We need to rely upon God to take us where we need to go, to do what we need to do. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not building the ark. That doesn't mean we're not involved. But it means that God is in control. Which, by the way, brings me to the only other story in the Bible where the word Tavah is used. It's the story of baby Moses. Say, what's that got to do with an ark? The word Tavah is used of the basket that Moses was put in by his mama when she put him on the Nile and trusted God to take that vessel, that basket, to where it needed to go. And God did so. And Moses was used by God to save the Israelites out of the slavery of Egypt. It's remarkable what God can do when we let Him dictate our direction in this life. So my hope and prayer for you today is the same for me. It's that we will give God control of our life, that we will seek to find His will and His direction in the way we live. It worked for Noah, it worked for Moses, and it'll work for us. And that's your video thought for the day.